have to rest here now.
Looks like we made it here in one piece. I see.
Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle?
Mahag Sar. That makes 4 out of the 5 realms that I've visited now.
I wonder what kind of lord we're gonna find there.
It doesn't matter. If they try to get in our way, we'll take them down and that'll be that.
Go no further!
Swallow Blade! Double Demon Fang! Glimmer Dragon!
Raging
Eternal
Storm!
Devastation!
Shattering Snare! If they rush you, you gotta just recover, okay? I'm expert! Now! Astral Energy!
Say no more!
We won that by a mile!
A fish! You saw it too, right?
I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Renin eyes.
Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble.
I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod.
You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you. Here, let me show you how it's done. Now where might those fish be? Ha! Okay, change of plans. Not my lucky day, I guess. Yeah! I did it! But I'm not gonna quit now.
You tamed a real beast.
And that's all there is to it.
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me. Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins.
Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
When you put it like that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
I was hoping we'd get to fish during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us.
Okay!
I'm always amazed what healing arts can do.
Just doing my job. No need to thank me.
Hey. Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it. Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear is standard issue for the Menancian Guard, right?
Originally, I've added some flair to it in a lot of places.
I noticed, especially with that open back.
We guardsmen pride ourselves on never showing our back to our enemies. It's my way of making myself live up to that. Plus, it makes it that much lighter and easier to maintain.
Dohalim, do you have anything to say about this?
Every guardsman is allowed to wear their armor as they see fit.
And you, Law?
Huh? Why are you asking me?
All done. Come and eat.
That's your 12th serving.
Damn, that's gotta be a record.
Even seeing it for myself, I can hardly believe it. Where is her body storing it all?
Oh, have you guys already had enough? Did you not like what I fixed?
No, it's just...
We're just amazed at how much you can wolf down.
Doesn't it hurt even a little? Aren't you feeling heartburn or something?
Oh, this is nothing. You know what they say? You always have more room for dinner.
I'm pretty sure that's what they say about dessert, actually.
Plus, this is Noki we're talking about. That stuff just sits in your stomach.
I swear, I'll never understand you Renans.
Dohalim, care if I hang out for a while? You worried about what's going on with Menancia?
What makes you think that?
Well, you were speaking to Kisara earlier, weren't you?
It's rude to listen in on others, you know.
Sorry. I didn't hear what you two were actually talking about, though. I just figured it was Menancia since it was the two of you.
I am but a former lord who has abandoned his post. I'm no longer in a position to lead the realm in any capacity whatsoever. Yet Kisara still seeks out my opinions, knowing full well that is the case. This despite the fact I am no longer her master either.
Couldn't it be precisely because you're not her master anymore? It's natural for friends to want to hear each other's opinions.
I hadn't considered that possibility.
It's funny what you miss sometimes.
Hardly uncommon among artistic types such as myself. When lordships are decided based solely on one's astral energy, it can lead to funny results.
But even so, you still took your job as lord seriously, didn't you?
Certainly. I learned to perform my functions. However, I was less interested in ruling, so much as avoiding life and death decisions. Of course, such a mentality in the end led only to sickening pain and death taking place elsewhere out of sight. I pretended not to see or hear any of it, content to let our supposed peace and equality keep me blind and deaf to reality. I was a fool.
But you're making amends.
I would like to think so. The path ahead is dark, yet I still walk on. I merely pray that I shan't fall down any holes along the way. Do you mind watching our camp tonight? Shall we get moving? Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
Don't get careless.
Don't tell me!
Let's give it a whirl. Airborne beast. Mine special. I'm all stopped. This one's mine.
Pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
Raging cascade!
Ready to go.
I can carve through!
Do it.
Now! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
See that?
That training's paying off! Here I come! Not today!
Me again.
Quite necessary when creating weaponry. All right.
There's nowhere to run from my heart! When he slows down, that's our chance!
It's like trying to keep up in the water!
Now or never!
Demon
Fang! Glimmer Blast! Take this!
Water!
Blow
Hear my
away!
call! Lightning bolt!
No fear.
It's time! Can't get out of this!
Raging cascade! Lancer! Sleep now!
It's time!
Get on in there with the others!
Take this!
Thunder
Double Demon Fang! Swallow Blade!
Raging
You're finished!
Seal!
Here I come!
Get on
Swallow
in there with
Blade!
the others!
Double Demon Fang!
Now
It's over!
Raging
Do it!
Storm!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that game.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
Remove!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Danon history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course.
I sense a strange power from this.
Well, looky here.
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
So let me ask you something, Rinwell. Hootle and Miguel's cat are both animals native to Dana, right?
Right. And Zoogles definitely aren't.
Well, duh. Those things are too hideous to be from here. Not that owls are any better.
Hmm?
Ah, ow! Ow! I take it back! I love owls! Owls are the best! I swear!
Hootle's pretty cute, I'll admit. But I've also been rather partial to cats, too. What about you, Shion?
Huh? Who? Me? Well, I guess... I like them both.
Hmm?
Nothing. I didn't say anything. Either way, the more I think about it, I've never heard of anyone keeping Zoogles as pets.
Is it because Renans only use them for practical purposes?
Yeah, that could be the reason. They were originally created to serve as beasts of burden, so to speak.
Hey, can you guys quit standing around and get him to leave me alone? I'm begging you!
This one's tough!
Spread! Laser spear! Here's evil! Quiver flash! Lancer!
I'm also good with airborne targets.
Flying great!
Sia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done!
Charges to me! You're mine!
Raging Cascade!
Sword Rain Alpha!
In here!
Rain Flash! Damn it! We turn the tables on him.
There are still more left!
Right. No time to hold back. Inferno Turret! Steel! Can you take it?
You make quick work of them!
Want me to pick up your...
Block them.
Just pointing it out!
Away!
Ah.
Big Blast!
This one's mine!
Outfit! In an instant! Impact Block! We're a pretty lethal combination, aren't we?
What can I say? I had a good partner.
It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
I take it you're comfortable with them then?
Oh yeah. We used to run up and down these slopes all the time for our training exercises.
Damn. You weren't messing around.
You're mine! We got flyers!
I've got this! Let him now!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade! See that?
That training's paying off! Rising Falcon!
An astral art?
We got the
That's my
advantage!
cue!
Good. Just shut him down.
Away!
Here I come!
I'm on it! Check out these biceps. Pretty glorious, right?
Why are guys so obsessed with their muscles?
Because these puppies have yet to let me down.
Brace yourselves! This one's tough! Burn in hell! I'm not done!
I'll smash you!
Double demon
Now!
flash! Remove!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done! You made quick work of them!
Want me to pick up your slack then?
Just pointing it out.
These little ones are hard worth our time.
You're quite the gunslinger.
I have to be, in this world.
Don't worry, I've got your back. one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Double demon fang! Take this!
Dragon shell! Burning strike! Raging cascade! You got company! Here's the other
One's all mine!
More for the stop!
You're mine! Double demon fang! Eat dirt!
Here's a raging storm!
Take this! Crush!
I never miss!
Swallow blade!
Do it! Raging
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone! Here I go! Here! Flame of Fury! Hear my call!
Do it, demon fang!
Demons descend!
Flashing fang!
Easy! Way to go!
You're mine!
Here goes!
You're mine!
Armor won't save you!
Swallow blade!
Coming through!
Double demon fang! Okay, here I go!
Do they not teach you to say thank you, Indiana?
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone! We won that by a mile! This might be some decent equipment.
Anything that makes battles easier is okay by me.
Brace yourselves! This one's tough! It's on! Come one, come all! You're mine! I'm on! In a vine? I'm on! You're mine!
Ready to go!
You picked the wrong fight! The enemy wields arts too.
Do it!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! See that? That training's paying off! I'm on! I'll tear you apart!
Do it now! Demons descend!
Flashing fang! My turn! I'm just double demon fang!
Photon blast! I feel stronger. I mean, a bit.
Good. We're counting on you, Rinwell.
On me? Well, I'll do my best. More Danon ruins here too, I see.
What were people even thinking back then? Trying to build anything around here.
Maybe they just had that much time and energy on their hands.
I'll hold on to that.
Oh, man! I hope I live long enough to regret this.
Light up the dark!
Take
I'm ready to go!
Devastation!
I'm going! Guardian Field! Far enough! I got you!
I'm ready!
They fall!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! Here I go! Rising Wonder! Resonate with the earth!
I never miss! All right, let me in! Back into the fray! Going in! Light up the dark! Do it! Let me out!
So that's how a lord
Tiger
fights.
Blade!
I don't perform as well when I'm observed.
Well then, I should probably think about tonight's menu.
Sure builds up a sweat with this hike.
Rest assured, we have reached the top. It's all downhill from here, quite literally.
So Mahag Sar's just up ahead then?
Indeed. If you look, across this mountain is the Lord's Keep.
What's this place here?
No holding back!
This'll be a piece of cake!
Annihilation! Hear me! Flame of fury!
Perfect shot! Resonate with the earth! Okay.
Leave the enemy's arts to me!
No complaints here!
This one's mine!
Flaming meteor!
Fury!
Take this!
I'm in your debt.
Glacial spear!
I'm in your debt.
Frozen!
Hammer!
This one's mine! Let the marksman handle this!
meteor!
I got you! There!
I'm ready! Ready slap!
All right, let me at him.
That's a pretty fancy skill there.
All the better to protect you with, my dear.
Then I'll leave the front line to you.
Through these lands most verdant green, my eyes alight for sights unseen. In Menancia, pure and pristine.
What is it you see exactly?
That's not for me to say.
I have a bad feeling about this.
The power of light! All right! This one's mine!
Tiger blade! Glacial spear! Pierce evil!
Flaming meteor! You're mine!
Where are you going? Do it! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes! A merry distraction.
There's no more to go!
Far not!
This one's mine!
Flaming meteor! Armor won't save you! Finish it! More! Blow them away!
Water! Hear my
Resonate
call!
with the earth! Sword Rain Alpha!
Glacial spear! Pierce
Ready,
evil!
slap!
Take this! Freeze Lancer! Tiger blade! Going in!
One more!
Small, but a victory nonetheless.
We have a long way yet to go.
This one will be difficult to predict.
No chance! On guard! Where are you going?
Leave the agile ones to me.
Rising Falcon!
Death shall not be forgotten.
Here I come!
Target blade! Enough ammo!
Demon Fang! Double Demon Fang!
This one is mine! Guardian Field! I'm ready to take it!
Not so fast! This one's mine!
Flaming Meteor!
I'm ready! Remote!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Resonate with your arm! Stalagmite! Tear it up!
On your knees!
This one...
I won't rest until I'm the best I can be.
Still striving to be on par with the Lord?
You simply can't be too strong when battle is a part of your everyday. Out of our way!
Ready! Not in your dreams! Mega Ray!
I can carve through tornado drive!
Look sharp! One more!
Take this! I'm not done!
On guard!
It's over! Searing flame!
Tiger blade! Get behind me!
I thought you were going to wreck the place.
I'm not nearly finished yet.
Then I'll provide assistance however I can.
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
I'm ready! This one's dueling!
All yours, Kisara.
We did it!
Magnificently done.
Ray of the gods!
I'm ready. Excellent technique. How are your weapons holding up? That's not to give me any ideas.
Tiger blade!
Resonate with the air.
Dueling!
All yours, Kisara.
I've still got a ways to go.
Looks like some solid equipment.
We're in for a long slog with this one. All right, let me have it. Tiger blade!
Rising Wyvern!
Do it!
Hey! Blow them away!
Resonate with the air.
Do not! On guard!
You can't get out of this.
Take this! Tiger blade! Do it! Dueling!
All yours, Kisara.
We did it!
Magnificently done.
Good to know my training's paying off.
And what, pray tell, does this training of yours entail?
Why? Interested in joining me?
Right here! I got you!
I never miss! Confiscated! Here!
Now you see what I can do! Deity! Thank you! You see this? Do it!
In an instant! Impact block! We work well together.
Finally timed one. I should be of some use to us now.
You weren't exactly dead weight before.
Except in regard to doing basic chores.
Bad feeling about this.
Flaming meteor! Rising wyvern! You're mine!
Look sharp.
Here's evil! Take this! Take this! Sword Alpha!
Water, hear my call. On guard.
You're mine!
Begin. Break of fear. Here's evil.
Take this!
Flaming meteor!
Rising wyvern! I'm not done!
Do it. Alpha.
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone.
Did it!
Yeah. Nice technique. Where are you going?
Take this!
Denied.
Ampastor!
Not on my watch.
Rising Trinity!
So that's how a lord fights.
I don't perform as well when I'm observed.
Well then, I should probably think about tonight's menu.
Coming through! I shall ensure you survive this!
Going in. That's it. Guardian shield. All right. Let me out.
Dragon Swarm!
I'm ready! Shield!
Yes. This one's got your name on it.
Ask to ask! A merry distraction.
There's still more to go. Tiger blade.
I'm on your
Hear me. Flame of fury.
Rising Sun!
Glacial spear. Here's evil. Let me out. You're going pretty hard in this battle.
I am not usually given to restraint.
Sometimes I believe you're stronger than you let on.
New performance.
Back into the this one's mine.
The tide of battle has turned in our favor.
And let's keep pressing the attack.
Indeed. But remain ever vigilant.
I never miss.
To me.
I'm ready!
Going in. Dohalim!
All yours, Kisara.
We did it!
Magnificently done.
Going in.
How much longer will our healing arts last?
Still thinking about how to act around Dohalim?
That obvious, huh? Except I don't think I'll be changing much after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. However, I am going to treat him like a fellow comrade, the same way I would with you or anyone else. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right? If that's what you're most comfortable with, I'm certainly not going to give you any grief over it.
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Eldimenencia of its enemies and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along. But it got me thinking, what am I actually contributing by being here?
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you? That's help enough.
Is it though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Oops, sorry about that. Jeez, I'm famished.
Now that you mention it, what do you guys normally do for food and meals when you're out and about on your travels?
What do you mean, what do we do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussy.
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the short term, but you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating vegetables too?
Isn't that obvious?
It does, which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Yeah, to be honest, we could be eating better than we do.
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're all staying healthy and eating right myself. Fortunately, I happen to know a thing or two about cooking as well.
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating your greens after all.
What is it?
No, sorry, it's just... I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on all this.
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Kisara. I meant you. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Me? Certainly you're not looking to me for culinary skill, I hope.
Typical Renan, leaving everything to someone else.
Rinwell, I don't think...
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield, please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities, regardless of who we may face.
I'm sure no one doubts that. Listen, guys, if we're traveling together, we should probably at least try to make an effort to get to know one another, don't you think?
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not, sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all that well.
Hey, let's stop for a minute.
What's up? You already tired?
My armor's pretty heavy. I think I need a little rest.
I second that. All of this walking is starting to take its toll on me as well.
What? You don't look it.
We can't spare the time. There's places we need to be. Mahag Sar's capital, Niez, is our destination right now.
But if one of us collapses, it will only serve to slow us down. And in your case, Alphen is the only one who could carry you. Best to rest while you have the opportunity.
Enough already. I need a break, so we're taking one.
I don't need you fretting over me.
Fretting? Hey, it's not like I'm...
Been looking for you.
For me? Why?
He's tough.
Who are you? You said you were looking for me. Why?
Beautiful,
precious life. What the? That is all I desire.
Then why are we fighting? Who even are you?
Use its weak point to take it down.
All together, everyone!
Begin! Armor won't save you! Can you take it?
Blade!
Fall.
Who the hell are you? Bastard!
This guy's not normal!
His speed is unbelievable.
You mean he even surpasses a lord?
Resonate with the earth! Slice! Stalagmite! On your...
Reload!
No! Guardian Steel! Now I can let loose.
I'm out of ammo!
Take this!
In the sky!
Rising Wyvern!
This one's mine!
Entertain. Resonate with the earth!
Annihilation! Mega ray!
Burn in hell!
Show me your strength.
On guard!
It's wide open!
It won't escape me.
Into the shadows! Let me at him!
Take this.
Take
Mega
this!
ray!
Die.
Annihilation! Mega
Be
ray!
still! Rising Falcon!
Hitting pile.
Is that all that you've got? Very well. Then die. A wretch like you? Till next time.
Shion, wake up, please!
Alphen?
Shion!
Thanks, but you're kinda crushing me.
Sorry.
It's okay. And so am I. It's not as bad as it looks.
Not bad. That's... Shion, we thought
I'm
you were...
fine. Really.
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, you were trying to protect me too, you know.
Yeah, but I have the sword. It's different.
It's not different. Besides,
Hmm?
Never mind. It's nothing. Anyway, thank you.
But I didn't... Look, I'm just glad that you're...
Alphen?
Sorry.
That guy said he'd be back. I think maybe we should get moving before he returns, right?
Rinwell has a good point. We need to go. Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I already applied some healing arts to it. It didn't even leave a scar.
But his sword went nearly straight through you.
I'm all right. Unless I've turned into some kind of ghost and I'm haunting you all right now.
No, I know you're not. It's just...
Look, I appreciate you looking out for me, but I'm fine. Really.
There was also that strange light that appeared when Shion was stabbed. It seemed to make the enemy retreat when he saw it. Alphen, do you have any idea what it might have been?
A light? I don't know. I was kind of preoccupied with other things at the time.
Now that I think of it, between that light and the blazing sword, just what sort of person are you, Alphen? Can you use Danon astral arts like Rinwell, perhaps?
He wouldn't know, Dohalim. He doesn't have any memories from his past, remember? Besides, we should really be getting out of here.
I suppose you're right. Forgive me. We've almost reached Niez, the capital of Mahag Sar. With any luck, we'll find a place there for Shion to rest.
Hey. Are we in the right place? This place looks like a mess.
Yes, this is Niez, the capital of Mahag Sar.
I don't see any signs of people. And the buildings.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like the kind of place people would actually live.
No soldiers, no Danons, not a soul to be seen. Yet look at these facades. This is clearly a Renin district.
Hey, check out that drawing on the castle gate. That's the Darkwing's crest. It's from an old Danon legend about a hero who defeated an evil king with a torch and their trusty owl. That's his crest. I'm sure of it.
Really? First time I'm hearing it. So if someone drew it on the gate...
It must mean the Renins have lost control of the city.
Are you suggesting the Danons rose up and defeated the Lord here? Hard to believe, but not entirely unthinkable, given the evidence.
Let's look around and see if we can find someone. They might be able to tell us what happened.